Good morning. It is Sunday, and I'm fashionably late. Not fashionably whatsoever. So, anyway, uh, yeah. So I'm trying just to get a couple things set up here. While I do this, I got these plastic bags on the floor, and the cat's just messing with them, so it's slightly annoying. But what I was doing was trying to set up another screen on my tank down there, but I need to get a plug in. So I'll be doing that too at the same time while I do this. Just so there's other stuff to look at. That's all. But how's everybody doing this morning? Doing today? Got plans today? All that good stuff. All right, what's going on? All right, what's going on? I don't know if this thing's set up for the best quality. My little webcam here. Oh, settings, camera. I don't know if this thing's set up for the best quality. That's pretty much all I could do with that. Anyway, let me try to find this plug-in. What I'm going to do is, so yeah, I'm just going to set this thing on my tank downstairs on the 150. This, if you can see it. Yeah, I'm just going to set this thing on my tank downstairs. Install later. There's always an update. Always an update. Let me turn this volume down. There we go. God, I was completely in. I was getting ready earlier, but then I sat down, I started watching a movie, and watching Iron Man 2. I haven't seen that in forever, but I think it's an underrated movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but and then I looked at the clock and it was like 10:55, and I was like, oh shit, better set up. So I'm turning this on the StreamYard here. No, YouTube. So I could again set up my tablet on my other tank down there to have something, something to see. Also, what am I doing? Where am I going here? Your channel. Okay. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? StreamYard. Let me try to see if I can go to this. Set sure. Ah, man. So I'm trying to get on like I always do, but for some reason I can't figure out how to remember how to get on here too on my other one. Copied. Huh. Why is this not working right? Copied. Why is this not working right? Wow. Wow. me start over again. I can't, for some weird reason, I'm not getting this down right. Start over again. I can't, for some weird reason, I'm not this down right. Here we go. Okay, enter studio. All right.
So stupid. Bear with me here. So if anybody comes up, it'll just be a second till I get this thing somehow. See settings, back camera. Okay, I'm getting there. I forgot there's a glare during the daytime, so it might not be the best. Trying to do the best I can do without the angle here, or the reflection. But there's reflection, so I can't really do much about that. But basically, that's gonna be what it's gonna be right there, which isn't bad, right? Not bad, not bad. I need to bring that back a little bit more. There we go. I think that'll work. All right. I need to get my extension cord. Underneath this big old mess right here. I want to plug my tablet in. Yeah, so I can't. If anybody's trying to come up, hang on a second. I gotta get back upstairs. Plug this thing in. Let's see. There we go. I just gotta get the plug in for my iPad. Keep it plugged in. The little 50-foot extension cord I use for, it's made for outside, but I use it for inside all the time. Stand by.
Okay. Now, I just need to find, what is this? Type-C charger. Type-C. Hey, what's up, Terry? I was just running downstairs to set up a view on that tank right there, just to have. It's shitty that I have a glare from the window and the door, but that's the 150. With it's doing pretty good. You know, for some reason that Oscar likes to chase that Sebrum around. I'm gonna run back downstairs, try to angle that a little bit better. Wish I could cover up that light because that's a lot of glare right there. But I'll be back in like 2 seconds. So. All right. Downstairs. Right now, plug this bad boy in here. All right, she's plugged in. Don't have to worry about it dying. Well, it's probably the best I'll get right there. But it'll do. Let me head back up. Okay. It's about the best I'm gonna get it. So, yeah. So I just wanted to set that all up. It's mostly the center view of the tank, really. Yeah. It's an interesting mix I got there. But they all get along. I mean, you know, all the fish. You know, I remember Eduardo was on here. Was it last week? And he was saying that, you know, it looks good because I didn't think of that too. It was like the fins. You know, the fins are nice and they're not getting messed with or anything. So, yeah, they get along, man. Every single one of them. I know the Oscar's not completely grown all the way. Like he's still somewhat getting there fast too. Holy shit. And that Sebrum is starting to get noticeably bigger. But I think if there's any chasing I see around that tank, it's basically the big Oscar right there and that Sebrum. He just kind of just does a quick chase, and that's really it. Really, it's nothing more than that. I don't know if you could see in there. So I got two angels. You can see both of them right there, just chilling. Again, the Sebrum, the gold Sebrum. I really love how it's getting bigger. Fine, it seems like it's taking forever for that thing to grow, but of course the Oscar. I don't know what that Oscar has with that Sebrum though. He just kind of like chases it around a little bit sometimes here and there. Blood parrots, of course, there's two, and if they come in view again. Yeah, that's a Geophagus. Red, I believe it's a red hump Geophagus. I had two in there a while back, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened. The tank was clean. You know, the ammonia levels weren't there. I mean, the water parameters were right, but it died. And it was a bigger one too. It was a male, and that's a female because they, a while back, they had babies. I think they did. And it was just a long time. It was when I had them in a 55, and I seen them. The babies like out of nowhere, corner of my eye, just shoot across the tank, like at just like when they were in that 55 gallon, And when I saw that, I think they got eaten pretty quickly because there was other, some other fish were in there, but I didn't know. I mean, and that was before I had the Oscar. That was before I had that um, Green Terror ish one right there. And you can see the Jack Dempsey right there in the front on the left, almost swimming towards the middle on the bottom right there. I think that's one of the coolest looking ones that I got right there because in the right, like when you look at it up close, it's black. It has all the different colorful spots on it, and it looks pretty damn cool. Hey, what's going on?
Dude, you need to share this video to Facebook and all the fish groups on Facebook so all the fish police can lose their freaking mind. That's what
Yeah, I
you
know, right?
be like. That tank cannot possibly work. And you can be like, yeah, here's video of the tank actually works.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It works. At least I can say for now. I mean, uh, I don't know. I mean, I even have pretty much a full-grown convict cichlid in there, and he just, he likes to stay at that little cave on the left, that with the little, undercover right there, or just in that general area normally. But I got at least 3 predominantly aggressive fish, and maybe it's just because they're not all full grown yet. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, it's your tank. Do what you want with it, man.
I mean, that's why I was like going to see how it goes. I know the Angels I'm going to put in the 55. Whenever like that, whenever other fish start getting bigger, those Angels are definitely going in the 55. But are those you got there?
Tropheus.
Okay. Nice.
Mostly Tropheus, and then a couple just miscellaneous.
Right.
That red one is one of those man-made Alunacara peacocks.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, peacock's got some crazy. I think out of all the fish, they got like the most wide variety range of colors, out of a lot of fish. I miss having like African cichlids.
Oh, this tank is eventually. I actually am going to put in an order in a week or two for some more fish for this tank, and it's just going to turn into an African cichlid mosh pit.
Right. Don't they say like overstock those kind?
Yeah,
A lot?
yeah. That
Okay,
way it
so
spreads the aggression out.
okay, so they can't get too territorial
Right.
easily. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Man. What are the little black ones in there? What are those?
They're another Tropheus. I have 2 species of Tropheus in there. I got the cherry spots, and then the little guys are firecracker.
Uh-huh.
They'll eventually be big and red
Oh, okay.
with stripes instead of spots,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
babies.
So do you normally have to um like with those kind, do you ever have to do like adjust pH levels and
No, I have naturally hard water.
okay.
I have to adjust levels and use an RO unit when I try to keep, like, if I want to start breeding angels again, then I'm going to have to break out my RO unit and keep some softer water. My water normally out of the tap is perfect African cichlid water.
Huh. I need to test my water. I have no idea how mine is here.
Yeah, my water out of my tap is super hard and above 8.
Okay.
Because it's coming straight out of Lake Michigan. And Lake
Right.
Michigan and the African Rift Lakes are pretty much the same. They have the same water parameters. So, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of people in the Midwest, because we have all the limestone, that's why in the Midwest, African cichlids are very popular because they live perfectly in the tap water of the Midwest.
Yeah.
Where if you go to the West Coast in like Washington and stuff, they have water that is like straight out of the Amazon. You know, it's got no hardness to it. Its pH is way below 7. So they do a lot better with, you know, the Amazon type fish. And African cichlids fall apart in that water.
Oh, okay. So what is it? The softer water you have, the lower pH,
Well,
or
okay, there's exceptions to that rule, but it's a general consensus. You can kind of run with that. The softer the water, the lower the pH, because it doesn't have minerals in it.
mm,
But
yeah,
they're not mutually exclusive, you know, or inclusive.
yeah,
There can be examples of a low pH and hardness because there's two types of hardness. So, but as a general rule, you can say that yes, if you have soft
okay,
water, chances are your pH is going to be low.
okay, yeah, yeah. I gotta definitely test mine. I don't know. I should. Oh, man. So yeah, like so the RO system I use for my saltwater tank, it's just like a 4 stage. What is it? I can't remember the brand name, Aqua Life or something like that. I got off Amazon, and it works. I mean, I just got it. I had to get a new one actually, but so by taking all those out, all the minerals out of it, that would be, considered like pretty much the softest water you can get.
Yeah. An RO unit is the softest water you can possibly get. In theory, if your RO unit is working properly, when you check it with a TDS meter,
Mhm.
it should be 0.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is.
However, see, an RO unit's going to take out the minerals, but in general, it doesn't necessarily affect the pH. You know, if you take an RO unit, in theory, your pH should be at 7.0. It should be neutral. If you start with a slightly more acidic water, you'll probably still have the acidic water.
Hmm.
The thing is RO water has absolutely no buffering capacity. So if you have an aquarium that's producing acids, your pH can crash really quick because the water has no buffering capacity to maintain its pH.
Right.
It's got no minerals in it at all.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Yeah, I had African cichlids for a while.
The reason they recommend using a RO water for a salt mix is so you start at 0.
Yeah.
Okay. With RO water, it's got no minerals in it, whatever. So when you add your salt mix, the numbers, you know, your amount of calcium and all that stuff that you got to pay attention to in a saltwater tank will match whatever's on that package. Whereas if like in my water, I have a pretty high KH. You
Hmm.
know, the calcium levels are high. So if I add a salt mix to that water, my calcium is actually going to be higher than what the label says on the bag or bucket or whatever you're buying your salt. That's why they kind of say you should use RO water for a salt mix, is just so those numbers match. So you have a known starting point. You're starting at 0. So when you add your salt, all the numbers on that box of salt is going to match. I don't bother, you know, because calcium in a saltwater tank isn't necessarily a bad thing. So I don't even bother. I mix my salt with tap water.
Yeah.
And then the fish police on Facebook go nuts. And
Right. Yeah, I've had him say stuff before.
You gotta
Damn.
use RO water. And I'm like, why?
Right. I remember when I set up my first saltwater tank. It was in this tank actually. Um, I didn't really know about using RO water, so I used tap. Nothing died. I mean, eventually, I once I figured that out, I did like I did water change and got the RO water in there. And yeah, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, my Tessellata eel is in a tank that's got a little more calcium than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's got more calcium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is it going to kill the eel? No. So why do I got to use tap, or why do I got to use RO? You know, I
Yeah.
don't have any sensitive coral in the tank. I don't have any sensitive fish in the tank because the eel would eat them.
Right.
So why do I got to use RO water? And that's usually when they shut up.
Yeah.
So what? My tank's got a little overabundance of calcium. Big deal. Woohoo.
It's not allowed. Okay.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Damn.
Yeah, you can.
So is it? I mean, damn. Ever since like I've looked at eels, and if I go to the fish store and after seeing yours, and I'm just like, man, makes me want to get one.
Dude, they are cool as all get out, dude, but
Yeah.
they can mess you up. When um through a fish club, we did a behind the scenes walkthrough of the Shed Aquarium in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and I honest to God asked the question, what's the worst job that you guys have here? And they said cleaning the moray eel tank, because they have
Oh
this
man.
huge display with like 6 moray eels in it.
Yeah.
And several employees have been bitten.
Wow.
Moray eels don't play around, man.
Right. Damn. What's up, new local Austin?
Yeah, Alishon's saying the same thing. For if you got a fish only saltwater tank, you can use tap water all day long. Mix your salt with it. The only time you got to worry about, using RO is if you've got this super sensitive reef tank and you're trying to grow SPS type corals and stuff like that, where you've got to be really specific and spot on with your parameters. Other than that, you can use tap water in your saltwater tank all day long.
Okay.
But the fish police, they'll freaking argue with you forever about it.
So if you got just a Fowler tank,
Yeah, if you got okay, for those of you that don't know, a Fowler tank is fish only with live rock,
Mm-hmm.
and all rock eventually becomes live. So if you
Yeah.
go to your pet shop and you buy like the rock you're looking at in that tank, that is now live rock. It's super porous. There are
Mm-hmm.
organisms living in that rock. It's live rock. It
Yeah.
eventually becomes bioactive. It's just like your substrate, just like anything else. It
Yep.
might be dry and dead when you first start, but over time, it eventually becomes live rock.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about the whole live rock part. So we're only talking about fish only. Fish, saltwater fish, believe it or not, you can drop your salinity. You don't have to hang out at the, 0.025.
Right.
If you've got corals, you want to be pretty specific.
Yeah.
But fish, it's actually easier on their kidneys if you drop your salinity a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
In
mine's
fact,
at like,
most of the facilities that sell saltwater fish run at less than normal seawater.
yeah,
'Cause
I know one that runs at 1.018.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Because it's easier on the fish. It's easier on the kidneys of the fish and stuff
yeah,
like that. It's just
yeah,
that the corals don't like it, but the fish are perfectly happy with it.
yeah. I think my tank right now is about 0.021, give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's somewhere in there, 2.2,
Someone's
2.3.
like, someone, and when I first started, someone's like, you need to get a refractometer. I'm like, what? That sounds complicated.
I
No,
use I use the ice cube pen, where you dip it and you just hit a button and it tells you what it is. It's not the absolute most accurate one out there, but it costs like $50, maybe even a little less, and you get a reading, and you know, it's easy. And
yeah,
as long as it gets you in the ballpark, you're usually pretty good to go.
yeah,
The saltwater hobby, just like the freshwater hobby, can be as complicated as you want to make it.
yeah,
If you want to get super complicated and keep the most sensitive stuff out there and a totally automated system, and yeah, if you want to spend $100,000 on your sump, you can do that. Or if you just want to keep some saltwater fish, you can stay super simple as well.
yeah. Yep. Alashan, my colleague friend volunteered at Shed, okay, as a diver. We visited him in the 80s. He would pick up the green moray and show him around the attendees. I have a picture somewhere. Cool.
That is cool, man. You just got to be careful with morays, man, because they got a mouthful of freaking razor sharp teeth and really poor eyesight up close.
Yeah. So what size, like what size tank is yours in?
He's in a 4 foot long tank right now.
Okay.
When he gets a little bigger, I mean, he's growing. I definitely noticed a difference. He's gotten bigger than when I first bought him. So eventually he's going to be in a 6 foot long tank.
Yeah.
But right now he's perfectly happy in that 4 foot long tank. Eels, they don't really take advantage of swimming space like an African cichlid or something like that. They spend most of their time just wrapped around rocks and with their head out.
Yeah.
And then when you feed them, they come out, of course. But other than that, they really don't move around a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
It's not like an arowana. An arowana is constantly swimming. It needs that. It's going to need a tank where it can just keep going back and forth and back and forth. An eel, yeah, it's going to spend most of its time just curled up around rocks.
Yeah. And they eat just like kind of small fish or like stuff like that.
I do want to, in the next few weeks, I do want to get him a lionfish as a tank mate.
Okay.
Because he'll eat everything else. Every other, saltwater fish I would love to put in with him, he'll just eat.
Right.
I even asked the guy I bought him from. What's that?
Even like what is a trigger? Like a good sized trigger fish?
It's one of those things. If that eel's freaking hungry and it gets a chance to grab something, it's going to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alishan saying his only comes out when he's hungry. It's the same thing with me. Like I said, eels aren't the most impressive as far as swimming around the tank. They hang out in their spot and they wait to be fed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang. So I caught the tail end of that stream last night.
Which one?
The one I saw you on it towards like right. I think you were like, I'll be back, and you took off. It was on what's his name?
Vinny?
Vinny, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta remind myself to not go to those streams. Vinny's streams get me in trouble.
I mean, I love watching the stream because like they'll get into talking about like like anything like political or anything as far as like I love hearing him go off on his beliefs about anything.
Yeah, the
It's funny.
problem is by the time Vinny is on, I'm already 3 sheets in the wind. So I am easily drugged down those rabbit holes, Vinny's
Yep.
rabbit holes, and it just makes me look like a dumbass. So I really need to stay out of those.
Yeah. Yep. What the hell is that one? Is that a on chat there? Is that one of those? What do you call that?
Oh yeah, you got a bot. That's one of them Russian bot things.
I just blocked it. I don't know how to report it, but
Yeah, it doesn't reporting. It's useless. They change names so fast that
Yeah.
it's
Rush trying to
just
figure
one
out.
of those. You just delete it and move on. Don't even comment.
Yeah. Dang.
You got to get some moderators.
Yeah, that's what Eduardo was telling me that too. I don't, he explained it all to me, but I kind of forgot, like what. I guess they kind of take care of it for you.
Well, as your channel gets bigger, which it will, dude, you'll get there. As you grow, then eventually you're gonna have to add some moderators so they can take care of all that shit while you're busy talking and entertaining the troops.
Well, I figure, yeah, unless I get more than 10 people on chat, I probably don't need one.
You'll get there, dude. You will. You'll
Like
get
the
there.
highest I seen, like where you could see how many people are right there. I think the highest I seen on mine was like maybe like 16 at one time.
Hey, believe it or not, I've seen some pretty big channels only have 20
Yeah.
people at a time, especially because the platform's getting pretty crowded.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, don't worry about that kind of stuff. Just be
Yeah.
you, and people will come. You'll get some people that like you, and you'll get some people that don't. Don't worry about it. Just be you.
So I also saw you posted that fish video. You were fishing that last one. I know.
Yeah, I've been known to fish every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I remember you were saying you were posting some of those older videos up there, and so are you putting them on your channel on that one?
Yeah, basically what I'm doing is I actually have two separate YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And I'm just combining them into one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get rid of the second YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So that's all that is. I've been kind of a deadbeat dad on my second channel, and I talk to people about it, and it's like, all right, are the fish keepers going to get pissed off if I show the fishing videos? And the general consensus was, well, maybe a couple, but believe it or not, fishing and keeping fish in glass boxes seem to be a thing. There's a whole bunch of fishermen that also have aquariums.
Yeah.
So they kind of go hand in hand a little bit. And I say, you know what, if it's only going to piss off a few people, then I don't care. I'll just combine the two, and then that makes my life easier. And then I can just go back and forth. So if I start doing on the water footage, this summer, and I post a video of it, nobody's going to be surprised. So that's why I'm bringing some back footage in, and it is what it is. You either like it or you don't. I don't care.
Yeah. What lake is that again?
That's just a local lake by me.
Oh, okay.
It's called Wolf Lake.
Yeah.
It's in a very industrial area. You can even see a factory a lot of times that's right there on the lake.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that lake is actually in 2 states. The Indiana-Illinois border goes right through it.
Okay.
So 1 minute I might be fishing in Illinois, and then the next minute I'm fishing in Indiana. It's kind of funny.
Do they have different laws?
Actually, they do.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think once it gets warmer here, it's warm enough here. I don't know what I'm talking about, but they got lakes and all that around here. I just got to figure out which ones you can fish in. I've seen people down the street fishing off a little bridge in a canal down from my house, like in the summertime. You know, just throwing a pole in there, catching some. I guess I don't know if they. I guess they're catching them to eat them.
I generally don't keep. I keep my fish alive in the live well, and then I take pictures of them and let them go.
Yeah,
that's my general go-to.
Yeah, I remember growing up when my dad would catch some bass in the backyard, and he would tell my mom, he was like, "Hey," he was like, "Here's you want to cut this up?" She did not want to do that.
Yeah, I don't. It's too much work, man. It's
yelling
way
about
easier. It is so much easier to just go. If you want fresh fish, you can go to the grocery store and buy it, and it's already filleted out for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to actually do the work.
Yeah. And then I remember when I found out about stink bait when I was a kid.
Oh God.
Oh my God! I thought that first time was it looked like peanut butter, right? No.
I did the Sonny's stink bait once. I just because I wanted to catch some catfish, right? And so there's a brand called Sonny's stink bait, and I got a little bit of that stuff on my hands.
Yeah.
And when you're fishing and you get something on your hands, your first go-to is just to wipe it on your leg.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Stink bait.
Oh my God, dude, I stunk for like that whole day. It was the nastiest smell.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I ain't even gonna wash these things, man. I'm just gonna throw them away.
Oh man. Price of fresh fish. Oh, first of all, hey, what's up, Dee Dee? Price. If you see Miss Brown on there, that's my wife.
Oh, no kidding.
She was like, check your phone.
she's like telling you, hey.
In the other room, she's like, check your phone because there's like some text messages going back and forth between us.
You got to go do stuff.
Well, no, like later on, she was just like, I guess making some plans to do something a little bit later.
Yeah, like I said, now you got to go do stuff.
Yeah, right. And Great Neck, that's just a little area of Virginia Beach. Price of fresh fish is insane these days.
Yeah, but it's still easier than cleaning it yourself.
Yeah.
It avoids the whole thing. If you bring fish home to eat, you got to clean them. Then now you got, fish heads and fish guts, and you got to throw that into your garbage. And, then that shit's got to sit in your garbage can for a week. And on a summer day, now your garbage can smells like crap, and your neighbors are complaining. And yeah,
you get flies and maggots and yeah.
I ain't dealing with it.
Well, I know in this house there's certain types of fish that I'm not allowed to have because she's allergic to them, like tilapia.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said that.
And some other. Yeah, I remember I brought that up before. Can't remember what the other one is.
And she probably doesn't want to find out about all the other fish she's probably allergic to.
Right. And I think what it is, and when you're cooking it, the fumes and the oil, I don't know if it just gets.
Oh, dude, it smells the whole house up too. That's another thing. That's probably the other reason why I don't cook a lot of fresh fish is it smells your house up.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 days later, if you have company over, they're like, "You had fish, didn't you?" It's way easier to just go to a restaurant and order it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Usually where I go, it's salmon. That's why I see on the menu, it's always like they got some salmon or.
Oh, I like a good rainbow trout where it's butterflied with the head still on it so you can gross people out.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That tastes great.
I always clean fish at the dock, 99%.
Oh,
Saltwater
saltwater
fishing?
fishing. Yeah.
Man,
It's nice. There are a few boat launches I go to that have cleaning stations.
yeah,
So when you trailer your boat, then you can clean your fish right there, and they've got the water, so you can hose everything down and all of that stuff.
yeah. I think the best saltwater fish I had one time was mahi mahi. Like um in the Pacific when I was still in the Navy on the ship, one guy, like, we were out in the middle of the Pacific
Oh,
just
you told that story too.
on deployment. This dude throws a fishing pole over and he catches a mahi mahi, and they take it to the galley on the ship, and the cooks cook it up, and then people ate, and this was back in like 2003 or something, and it was, I don't know, it was good as hell.
Oh, absolutely,
It was
man.
couldn't get more fresh than that.
Freaky
And
Fish Lady's talking exactly what I'm talking about. Rainbow
yeah,
trout, grilled rainbow trout. Oh man,
hmm
that is some good stuff.
lemon and onion. Yep.
It just flakes onto onto your fork. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I do like that, but I'll order it at a restaurant. I'm not gonna go catch my own. Screw that. Way too much work.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a long time since I did that. I mean, it's not as bad though. Like, you got, the people that are into hunting, and they'll go catch a deer. And I know people, I work with, and a couple of them in the past, who they'll go hunting, catch a deer, take it back, like, do the whole experience. I've never been hunting myself, but I haven't really itched to. But the way I see it, if people go hunting, I mean, I guess it's gotten so, I don't hunt, so I can't really say much about it, but let's say somebody told me once, they're like, if somebody really goes hunting, they should do it with, like, either a bow and arrow, not all these fancy new kinds where you have all these gadgets in it, but like an actual regular bow and arrow, or a spear, and that's true hunting. Like,
No,
with a rifle.
um, I do have a bow,
Yeah.
and I've actually done more bow fishing
Hmm.
than actual bow hunting
Yeah.
because, again, I'm lazy. Okay, so the scenario goes: you shoot a deer. Depending on where in the hell you parked your truck, you've got to, number one, you got to field dress that deer. So you kill a deer. Now you got to gut it. Now you got to drag it out of the woods to wherever the hell you parked. Then you got to go to the processor that's going to turn it into stuff you want, steaks, hamburgers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then you got to pay him. It's like, dude, I can just go to the grocery store and buy a steak.
Yeah.
So I don't really do a lot of big game hunting, but there are times where it's appropriate to use a bow, and then there are times where it's appropriate to use a rifle. Like when I was in Alaska, I got to hunt bighorn sheep.
Hmm.
And basically at that point, you're out of bow range. Bow range is, pretty close. You got to be
Hmm.
within, I'll say 50 yards, to be accurate with a bow. So you get a good kill shot, you know. Um, when you're bighorn sheep hunting, you're on one mountain shooting at a goat that's on an entirely different mountain.
Yeah, dang.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you need the
You
long,
got to have that
you need
distance.
a really good scope, and you need a rifle that's going to shoot, long range,
Right.
200, 300 yards and be accurate.
Hmm.
So there's
Yeah, like, if you're way far away, that's when, you know a lot of the skill comes in for aiming properly. I get it.
But yeah, I don't. When I don't hunt as much as I used to, but I was a big like bird hunter.
Mhm.
Give me a shotgun and let me shoot some birds. I'm cool with that because birds are easy to clean. You can just breast them out. Take the breast meat out and you're done. It's
Yeah.
quick. It's easy. So yeah.
Yeah. Damn, now I want seafood today.
And pheasant tastes just like chicken because that's what they are. They're a Chinese chicken.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
It's good, man. Pheasant is great. I love pheasant. I'll eat
Yeah,
that crap all
I've
day
had
long.
shark once.
I've
Like
never had shark.
it was one time a little piece, probably when I was a teenager. But what I remember right, it was good. But I never.
My favorite saltwater fish is swordfish, and,
Oh, is
and
it? Okay.
I haven't had the mahi or what they call the dolphin fish. With
Right.
that square head. I hear that that's really good, but I live in literally the center of the country,
Right.
and you don't necessarily see it on menus.
No, you don't.
But you do see swordfish, and a
Hmm.
good swordfish steak is pretty damn tasty.
Yeah. Let's try it sometime.
Oh, and albacore Alishon's right too. A good tuna steak, an actual, most people when they think tuna, they think the can, and all the chips of tuna, but
Hmm.
an actual uh tuna steak, oh, that's good stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Oh, I remember one time though. Also, all this crazy shit happened when I was a kid. Um, I looked in the oven one time and I saw. I don't know what the hell my dad was thinking. I seen. It was one time, and I seen about this long. It was a piece of snake, and I'm like, I asked mom, "Is that a snake?" She's like,
I
"Yeah,
hear
don't
snake
ask me."
snake meat is actually pretty tasty from what I understand, but I've never had it.
I
But
haven't either. I didn't even want to eat any of that. I was like,
from
"What,
from what I understand, it's actually pretty good eating.
man?"
Anyways, I got to jump off of here and go do some stuff today. I got to get a haircut, and
Oh,
so,
okay.
dude, it was nice
Yeah.
talking to you.
Hey,
And,
yeah.
and don't worry about all those numbers you keep looking
I
at.
know.
Don't worry about them. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. I like you. I watch your stuff, so
Yeah, appreciate
I'm
it.
sure I'm not the only one.
No, I know. Yeah, there's a few.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Later. All right. Yeah. Never been hunting, but I've known people definitely know have friends who do it regularly. They like it up, going up from here where I'm at in Virginia Beach, kind of go up north. Um, and yeah, I guess it's what you make of it. If it's your hobby, then and I know a lot of it has to do with animal control too. So, um, Freaky Fish Lady, I ate rattlesnake in Arizona. Didn't like the texture. I could imagine you didn't like the texture. I don't blame you. I mean, that's just one thing that I don't have any urge to eat whatsoever. Is a snake at all. And oh my God, Arizona, New Mexico. They have some of the weirdest creatures out there in the desert area, and because I've lived out there for a couple years in New Mexico, and I've seen all sorts of things. I almost got bit by a rattlesnake, not even a full grown one, standing right next to my shoe, all coiled up like this. It was crazy. You hunt whitetail every year and eat 80% whitetail. Okay, so that's that. All right. Oh, okay. Type of deer. Gotcha. Gotcha. Whitetail. Yeah. Man, there's even deer out here, and I've had a deer hit my car once on the side. Didn't really do too much damage to it. Deer ran away alive. So, and yeah, I guess there's deer everywhere. Let's see here. So, all right. So anyway, this this ain't a big stream today. I'm only literally on here for about just an hour, so I have to go take care of some stuff. I guess I got plans now. The wife texted me, said we got plans, so I got plans. But yeah. So I will see everybody later, and catch you on other streams. And appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. And take it easy. Have a good rest of your day. All right. See you later, everybody. See if I can turn this off. Kick from studio. All right.